So this is the story about how I ended up buying Dave Stewart from the Eurythmics his '59 Caddy convertible. Uh, Obie O'Brien, a good friend of mine, and he built a new house in Nottingham, Pennsylvania. And he took this nice little house, which was beautiful to begin with, all stone. He took the top off of it, added a second floor, but just for ceilings and that. But Obie being Obie, the house is crazy. The kitchen was like a '50s diner, and it had a jukebox in it. The front door, if you rang the doorbell, played a Beatles song. The back door, I think, if you hit it, it played an Elvis song. He was just crazy the way he did this house. But Obie's also a big hot rod guy, and I went. He said, "Let's go. I'll show you the garage." So he has this big sign that says Obie's Hot Rods, and we went in there, and there was a white '59 Caddy Coupe de Ville, and John Bon Jovi had bought that for Obie as a gift. And then right next to it was this aqua green '59 Caddy convertible that was just sitting there. And I was asking Obie, what's the story with that? And he said, well, that was Dave Stewart's. He produced some music for Bon Jovi, and he was telling us he bought this Cadillac out in California, and he just couldn't get it to run right. So we got him to ship it out to us. So he shipped it out there, and they were working on it. They just couldn't get it to work properly. So something was up with the car. And what I found out later is it was a '60 Cadillac that somebody chopped off the back end of it and put a '59 Cadillac a back end on it. But it was a beautiful car. Wasn't perfect, but it was really nice. And as he's showing it to me, he says, I think he'd like to sell the car. And I said, oh, I may be interested in it. So it had this really thick white leather interior. I'll post the picture so you guys can see. So I bought the car, and we had it trailered, a flatbed, to my house. And sure enough, when you started, it ran rough. But I had a '61 Cadillac that I had just bought, and I decided, well, let me just take the carburetor off the one, put it on the other one. So I took off the '61, put on '59, and everything, it just purred like a kitten. It worked great. And I drove that for like 10 years, around. But it was a huge car, and it got a lot of attention when you drove it places. But it was a fun car to have. In the end, after the 10 years, I was kind of like, okay, it's time to let it go. And I put it up on eBay, and it sold, and it went to Russia. And the funny thing is, after it went to Russia, and they didn't know whose car it was or anything like that, they sent me a picture of what they did to the car to restore it. And I think I have a picture of it. I'll show you. But they changed it from that green to red, and they added this long bumper to it. And I think it looks terrible now. But they were all proud of themselves, and they wanted me to see the car. But so that's how I got Dave Stewart's '60 Caddy with a '59 rear end on it, which little perks of being in the industry. So there you go.